Hi, Weather Joey here with your bottom of the South Island weather recap. Maybe a little bit of a forecast. It's been a long time. It is October 3rd, Friday, October 3rd. So it's been since the end of August. So we're going to go over the full month of September and what has happened and how it's been a nice late summer and all that sort of weather stuff. But before we get started, as always, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank and acknowledge the First Peoples of this land, First Nations, from North Saanich to Sooke, beyond across this land called Turtle Island, for allowing us to live, work, and play on their beautiful traditional territories. I had the privilege to be invited down to, with the rest of us settlers and everyone else, down to the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation on September 30th. This was just this past Sunday for the South Island Powwow, put on by the Songhees Nation. Aishka, many thanks for those wonderful moments we all shared and for the truth that was felt and the heartfelt love and support, to see the support of their community and the rest of the community come out for the survivors and their relatives of the schools, the residential schools. Yes, thank you so much for sharing that with us. It was quite a beautiful day. So, as we get into September here, a review of September now, an overall review of September, it was really it was essentially the warmest, hottest, not necessarily hottest, but the warmest September on record. And really combined with August, that made August, September the warmest 2-month sort of stretch of that time in the past 85 years. So that's the longest on record, or the hottest on record. Quite notable there. If you take an average into July, also really quite warm. So very warm weather. This has been the trend over the last 15 to 20 years and continues to be. We had 16 summer days in September, and really summer stretched all the way through the month, towards the end of the month, and wrapped up with a switch over to fall, and we'll get into that as we get going here. So this is just going to be verbatim. This is for you guys out in the future, and offering this out to my First Nations and Indigenous friends of this land as my gift. It's not much, but it's what I got. So I'm going to, that's my gift to this place and these people. Anyway, whoa, I have to read verbatim here because I can't memorize this all. September 2025, my eyes are going. So we finished off, if you remember from last forecast, a weak low. So this weak low over the Pacific Northwest continues to bring a light southerly flow as it drifts slowly offshore. A bit of cloud here and there. Low morning cloud burns off quickly. By the second we see this southerly flow start to dry out as warm, dry air spreads up from the U.S. Southwest or the U.S. West. Temperatures rise quickly through the second and third, setting records in parts of the interior, and would have here on the south coast if not for the smoke that was carried with it up from the south. There's some fires down in Washington here, so that carried smoke across the south coast. But record temps is sort of typical sort of high pressure down here, summer heat wave sort of thing. The force sees a band of cloud move up in this southeast flow, bringing humidity from the Sea of Cortez. So all the way down here, we see some humidity come up across the coast, very kind of muggy feeling. More of the same for the 5th. Temperatures drop enough and skies cloud enough from the southeast to end this summer run by the 6th, as a band of showers move through from the southeast in this relatively mild flow. Meanwhile, offshore low pressure has drifted south, continuing to help drive this cloudy flow up from the south-southeast. On the 7th, more showers for some. So let's erase this up. By the 8th, this low is moving on to the Washington-Oregon coast as lingering cloud over the south coast burns off. More of the same of this through the 9th and 10th. A stagnant air with morning moisture clears, burns through the day. 2 to 3 summer days over the 8th to the 10th. By the 11th, things clear out even more as weak high surface pressure moves in from the west-southwest. That low was sort of sitting over here. And another weak low over the U.S. slowly fills. Another summer's day. Meanwhile, strong low pressure has moved across the Aleutians and into the Gulf of Alaska during this period, sending a swell towards the coast along with a south-southwest to north-northeast front onto Haida Gwaii and the Panhandle. This weakening front moves down the coast on the 12th, sending patches of cloud across the south coast, enough to prevent a summer's day, especially with the cooler temps. More of the same for the 13th before cloud thickens later in the evening with rain falling by early a.m. of the 14th as the front finally crosses the south coast. Let's see. Behind this, we see ridging move in from the west-southwest with support down the coast, clearing things out on the 15th for just a summer day. This ridge holds nicely for the 16th and on into the 17th as temps jump up to the mid-20s plus for most, and a beautiful late summer weather. And that's this high pressure moving in from here. It's got support down here, nice clear warm skies down there. Meanwhile, storms in the Gulf of Alaska have been bringing wind and rain to Haida Gwaii and the Panhandle from the southwest. The remnants of some of these fronts cross the south coast. One of these fronts crosses the south coast late on the 17th with an onshore push of cooler marine air from the west. Skies stay mainly clear after low clouds burn off, but temps aren't quite enough for a summer's day across the south coast. And on the 18th, what the heck? On the 18th. Okay. This new low Pacific Northwest ridge, how did I say that? Skies clear after the low burns off. Temps aren't quite enough for a summer's day across the south coast. Anyway, this new low Pacific Northwest ridge holds for the 19th, and we managed to squeeze in another summer's day. That's 12 out of 19 so far for September. Not bad, very summery. Meanwhile, strong Aleutian low pressure enters the G of A again, the Gulf of Alaska, sending a front in from the west-southwest this time. So it's coming in this way, in from this way, like that. Cloud thickens on the 20th with rain arriving late and falling overnight as it crosses. In behind we have clearing for the 21st with cloud in the hills still as a milder than expected west low moves across the coast. This brings high pressure once again with decent support down the coast. Skies stay clear and temps almost warm enough on the 22nd for a summer day, and that's 20 degrees Celsius if you remember. Between the 21st and 22nd, I'm calling one summer day. Despite Gulf of Alaska storms continuing to bring weather just up the coast, this lower coastal ridge manages to hold with a beautiful summer's day on the 23rd and maybe even the 24th, albeit a notch cooler as the flow tends west from southwest as this sort of drops away a little bit here. The new cooler west low brings cloud from remnants of an upper Gulf of Alaska low across the coast on the 25th with another more significant one arriving on the 26th with rain arriving late, falling overnight into the 27th. This front stalls over the coast in a north-southwest to northeast line. Okay, we got to get into this. Because this is the start of fall, and this is what we're going to be following this fall. Okay. Cloud from the remnants of an upper Gulf of Alaska low across the coast on the 25th, with another more significant one arriving on the 26th, with rain arriving, falling overnight into the 27th. This front stalls over the coast with a river of rain, and this is this sort of atmospheric river that was pumping rain in the middle of the coastal island. Lots of rain for Tofino. We stayed dry down here. It was really focused there on the 26th, 27th. This front stalls over the coast. Vic doesn't see any rain until it progresses down the coast later on the 28th and into 29th as it crosses as a now north to south front. Quite wet. You'll see on the records that there's quite a bit of rain for that end of the month there. This Gulf of Alaska storm that has fueled this river of rain migrates down through offshore waters, breaking the supply of southwest moisture. So it's not so much coming from here, it's now coming from around here. And what we see from around here on the 30th is we see a satellite low drop in here and really spin up as our first coastal bomb of the early fall season. Now this is what we're underneath right now. Over the past couple of days, this has been circulating around here with not, I mean, still a fall-like cool. It's quite windy, quite cloudy, bands of showers and things like that. So that's been with us. That's just clearing out, filling in, slowly filling. So that's been filling in. It seems like we're through the most of our rain for early October here, and we're into a general, as this clears out, moves on, we're into a general clearing trend over the next week, and I'm going to say almost 2 weeks. We'll see how it goes, but I don't see a lot of rain in the future for you folks out there. So a taste of fall in late September into early October. Seems like it's moving away. We're going to be into clear skies, sunny skies, but not summer days. It's not that warm because the high pressure is building in from this area, not from down here. So we won't see any more summer, it looks like, but lots of beautiful fall weather and not the rains yet that we are looking for because it's been dry. Anyway, that's a long one. That's September in review for you out in the future, for my friends here. Again, Haichika, thank you for allowing me to be here and to share this with me. And as always, may the forecast be with you.